Hey Facebook, good morning, good afternoon. I don't really know what time it is back home because I'm not good with time zones, but I have been sitting here getting ready to press this live button for probably 15 minutes. Kind of want to throw up a little bit. Usually the best things happen, hey girl, when I feel like I'm going to throw up. So sorry Ash isn't with me. I know it's not as cool without Ash here, but I really am going to throw up. Guys, I got to tell you the real story behind everything, and maybe you know parts of things, but I shared some things last night and I realized that I needed to share that with the world. Like, it's just been like kind of burning like inside, and I'm like, all right, I have to share this. Hey Jody, hey guys. So if you guys, like, I see all of my like best amazing girls on here already, and I so appreciate you guys. If you guys could like support me through this, like comment whatever, like just so I don't lose it or feel crazy. So I got to take you guys back a little bit to take you forward. So back 4.5 years ago, I was an English teacher. I taught at a school in Detroit. I was wild and crazy, guys. Any of you guys are teachers, you know, teachers get down. Teachers like to party. I was doing drugs a lot. I was super reckless. I was actually sleeping with a married man who was another teacher at the school I was teaching at. Not only sleeping with him, I was like in love with him, right? Guys, I have his initial tattooed on my body. Like I thought, you know, I know, breathe, right? I'm like, whew, I'm like really sharing some shit, you guys, like actually. So I like thought he was gonna leave, you know, we did all these drugs together, and it was just this like crazy wild ride of a time. And obviously after so long I learned like he wasn't, you know, he wasn't leaving. Enter Camden's dad. I got pregnant. And yeah, guys, I'm really honest. Like I'm just gonna share because it's just who I am, and that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the real and raw story. So I got pregnant. I was like, no way, no, I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? I can't do this. And God was like, no, like, this is your plan. And I was like, cried every single day of my pregnancy. Every day. I was furious. I was pissed. I was sad. I didn't want what was my life, what I thought was so great of my life. I didn't want that to end. I was super selfish, obviously. And so I had Camden, and it was like a light turned on. Like I knew there was like something bigger than me. Like I loved him so much, and I was like, I have to make this kid like have a great life. Like I have to do that. But I was lost on how to do it. So obviously I got sober, stopped doing drugs, but then I had a prescription for Adderall. So the whole first year of Camden's life, I was basically not there. I wasn't present. I was in grad school. I was taking care of a newborn by myself. And I was popping Adderall like they were freaking candy. And my, psychiatrist at the time was just scripts. I remember being on the phone, like, just screaming, crying, like, I need more, I can't handle my life. Like, that's where I was. And enter Beachbody. Camden was just barely a year. It was right before his first birthday, actually. I want to say I was even talking to the person who got me involved, like, right around Camden's first birthday party. And I was so not there yet. I was so not full of joy. I was on 400 milligrams of antidepressants. I was on Adderall, and then I was like taking Xanax to like chill out from it all, you know, because I was going so hard. I was going to grad school. I was doing all these things. Then I started teaching again too, and I was just like, you know, dropping him off at daycare for 10 hours a day. Like I was miserable. Enter Beachbody. Beachbody was amazing. Guys, Beachbody gave me my life back. I got off antidepressants. I got off Adderall. Like, when I say that I was all about Beachbody for 2.5 years, I loved it. But there's a reason why I loved it more than anything. Yes, it gave me my health back. Yes, it gave me my fitness back. But won't be in after this year, $100,000 of student loan debt. Not only was I an asshole like in my reckless like personal life, I was also a reckless asshole in my financial life. So here I am, single mom with this kid, $100,000 in debt, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'm teaching in Detroit, I'm making peanuts, I'm going to grad school, I'm making even more debt for us. Like, and so I had this, you know, this Beachbody thing that was working for my health, and people were asking me about it, and I was like, I saw, you know, the person who brought me into the business, and she was making a lot of money. And I was like, I can do this. I know that I have the personality. I can, and whatever I don't have, I'll learn. So I went all in. I dropped out of grad school. I left my teaching job. There was even a point where I was so hard in, I sold all of my Michael Kors bags for Shakeology. I was like, I'm going to stay active on Shakeology because I'm going to build this income and I'm going to do this thing. Like, I will sacrifice whatever it takes. I literally had to move out of my apartment at one point because my income was not enough. It wasn't enough, but I believed in the dream so much. I was like, I can do this. I know I can do this for Camden. Like, I can be home with him. I can be present for him. But then something started to happen. I started to not be present because I started to, like, put so much pressure on myself to make this income grow. And for a little while, guys, it did. It did. I was making really good money for a little while. And then all of a sudden it started to dip. And I was still doing the same things. I was still making the same impact with people, but my income wasn't there. And I had created this idea on my Facebook that, like, hey, you can come and do this with me too. You know, you can make income. And then as mine started to decline, I was like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do now? At one point, guys, I moved in with Camden. I moved in with my Beachbody Coach sponsor, okay? Like, and they're such good people. Like, things were rough for me financially because the business took a financial turn. It just did. That's the truth. And so, fast forward a little bit, I met Ash. I was doing okay, you know, I met Ash, and she was one of the things on my vision board. Like, I wanted financial success, but I also wanted a family for Camden and I. And, so we found her, and we moved in together, you know, after a while, and things were a mess. Like, financially, we didn't have it. It wasn't there, so we were fighting about that. And we were fighting about just feeling like shit all the time. We were so mad at each other, and I was like always on my phone, you know, and she's like, babe, I just don't understand, like, why you're working all the time, why you're always working, but the paychecks aren't there. And she didn't even say it like that because she's literally like the biggest sweetheart in the world, but I was just like so vested in what I had built, so vested, and so like I bled Beachbody blue. I was like, no, like, this is Camden's future. Like, how can I let this go? I can't. Like, I took all of my eggs. I dropped out of grad school. I took on a shit ton of more debt. I left teaching. I put myself out there on social media. It's not like I can go back and be like, hey, I would like to teach now. I did drugs. You know, they're like, no, sister. Like, you know, and not that I've even tried because it's not my heart anymore, but I needed a change. I didn't know what it was. I wanted to take off with Beachbody. You know, I wanted that 6-figure income that I had always been striving for, you know. And so one day I was in the bathroom. I could tell you exactly, it wasn't like going to the bathroom. I was like standing in my bathroom. I could tell you exactly where I was standing, and I had like checked out from my life again and started taking Adderall again. Was getting ready to get a script for it again. Wasn't there mentally for Ash, for Camden. I had checked out. I was like, shit, what did I do? Why did I buy all into this? Why did I put everything into this? And I was devastated. I thought that I had totally messed up. So there was this one day, and this is like defining moment. I don't even think I've told anybody about this. I was at a certain place, and I hadn't taken Adderall in like whatever, a couple days, and I saw it. There was some at this place where I was at, and I could have taken some, and I just like stopped, and I was like, I don't want this to be my life again. I don't want to go back to not being present for Camden. I don't want to get a prescription for something that makes me not feel again. And it was that day, that next day, that I broke down in my bathroom, and I was like, God, please. So I started thinking, because I had these thoughts that were going through my head, that it was because I was with a woman, that because I was with Ash, that's what my life and everything was like, felt like it was just falling apart. So I just like gave everything to God. I was like, okay, like, take it, take my business, take my relationship, take everything, and please steer me in the direction that I'm supposed to go, not the one I've been trying to go and hitting my head against the wall for, the direction I'm supposed to go. A week later, I found this beautiful girl in my People You May Know on Facebook. And I clicked on her and I was like, she's a Beachbody coach. She's a top coach, I'm sure of it. You know, she's all like beautiful and flowy. And clicked on it and she was doing something else. I was like, what is she doing? What is she doing? Like, and it kind of just started like sitting right in my stomach. And I reached out to her and like kind of tried to get some information from her, and I was like, so you were a coach and now you're not a coach, like what happened, you know, all these things. And I wasn't really interested because I didn't give a shit about the product. Like I was just like, what are you doing? You know, and I thought it was one of those you see those like money making things where it's like, get this many people to come do this and you'll make this much in your breakout, that, you know, like one of those things you see all the time. And I was like, this probably isn't legit, whatever. So I let it sit. God, I don't remember what brought me back to it. I really don't. But it kept coming back. So I kept, reaching out to this girl. And finally I was like, all right, let me try some of this product, right? So I got this 10-day in the mail, and this 10-day experience pack that comes with 10 packs of ketones. And Ash and I were at a really bad place, okay? A really bad place in our relationship. Like, I mean, obviously I've told you guys that, bad with Camden, things were bad with Camden's dad and I, things were bad with Ash and I. Everything felt like it was just closing in on itself. And so we got these ketones, and an hour after we drank this, what I thought was a stupid pink drink, I was like, okay, Plexus. Like, sorry if you're a Plexus ambassador, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I was like, all right, it's pink drink, magical, right? And we drank it, and it was like what I'd been looking for from Adderall forever. It was like all I ever wanted was my brain fog to lift and my mood to not feel depressed and manic. Like, I have went through depression, anxiety, manic depression, bipolar, all that shit, and it was like the only reason I ever wanted to take medicine is to feel normal, is to feel happy and focused, and so I could be a good mom. And this freaking drink, I'm sorry if it sounds crazy, like, actually I'm not sorry, because it's freaking incredible and it's changing my life. And so we drank this pink drink, we went live. We were just like, we feel great, let's go live, let's talk to people. So we went live, and people were like, there was no denying how we felt. There was no denying it, period. And it blew up. I mean, I was a health and fitness coach for 2.5 years, and not even close to the amount of people who were interested in the way that I felt. I had never affected that many people by what I had said, felt, shared, nothing. So I was like, okay, what is this shit? Like, is this real? Like, what do I do? Guys, and so I'm gonna let you know a little thing. Beachbody recently came out with the policy and procedure that if you are a coach, you are not allowed to do any other network marketing sales. You are not allowed to do that, like literally. And so I was like, well, shit, because this is my family's income. I did make a full-time income, and it was what my family survived on. We weren't thriving by any means at that point, but we were surviving on it. And so I reached out to my best friend, coach, sponsor, and I said, hey, listen, I'm gonna run this thing with Prove It. Like, I'm just gonna do it. I think I really have something here powerful. Like, I had tried the ketogenic diet, and so I knew about ketones and ketosis and how powerful that was, and I was like, I think this is my thing. Like, I think this is my thing. And anyway, I'm not going to go into all of the business side of it. I'll actually tell you guys about that another time, but I decided to run with it, and long story short, this best friend of mine turned me into compliance within 6 hours, and so my income was like sucked out from underneath me from Beachbody real quick, and I was like, okay, Lord, like, what are we doing here? Because now I don't have any money, and I don't even know where to start because it doesn't seem real. But I don't even know how to tell you guys about this, like, actually. So, for example, this is something I shared yesterday. I used to travel a lot with Beachbody, but it was always a stretch. I was always stretching funds or taking a little bit from here, and guys, it was always with the idea that this big dream that was there was going to happen. I was sacrificing so that this big dream that was here was going to happen at some point. I never took Camden on these trips with me. Camden's never been on an airplane, and that has been my heart, to like take my kid and have him travel. And I was like going on all these Beachbody trips and doing all these things with the idea of like, it's okay, this is for your business, like you're gonna get there, and I never got there. And yesterday when I was at the airport and I realized, like, traveling wise, I didn't have to worry about handing my card over for a $6 water at the airport. I didn't have to worry about anything. Hey babe, I wish you were on the whole time. Like, I didn't have to think like, oh, maybe like feel that mom guilt of like, should I be going on this trip because I can't take Camden on this trip? I'm taking Camden to Disney. Like, it's happening. The money is there. Like, it exists. It's real. It's in my life. So guys, I don't give a shit if you are I mean, I do give a shit. Sorry if your kids are watching. This is kind of like kid time. But whatever you're doing right now, okay, if you feel even, I can't. If you feel even the tiniest bit led to look into something else, look. Please, I urge you to look. I don't even care if you look with me or you look with someone else, but get yourself out there and go and look. Because the future of my family is so different now. It's so different. Like, we're doing horseback riding lessons for Camden now. Like, the smallest thing, like, this is, like, silly, just maybe silly to some people, but, like, we co-parent, right? So we go back and forth. And Camden has had a bag that he's had since he was a baby. It was, like, my diaper bag. It says his name on it. It's, like, a cool Nike bag, but it's really small. And so I'd always, like, pack, like, 4 bags for him, you know? And the other night I was able to go out and get him this really cute little suitcase. And, like, I don't know if you guys saw it. It was the camo one. And, like, it was $50. Not a big deal. But it felt so good to be able to go out and just buy something for my kid that wasn't a need. You know, like, my mom came down for Mother's Day, and I was able to spoil my mom. Like, my mom had me when she was 15. She sacrificed everything for us kids to have everything, and all I ever wanted was to be able to turn around and spoil my mom and take care of her. And this opportunity is finally providing all those things. So ultimately, at the end of the day, I didn't make a mistake. Beachbody wasn't a screw up. I don't hate it. I'm not mad at it. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that I was able to share my story on social media, and I'm so grateful that it led me to this product. I hate, you know, it's like, there's so much stuff out there. There's so much fluff. And I'm here in Utah, and I'm like, this is my first, you know, Prove It event, and I came here expecting it to be very similar to Beachbody. You know, very, like, fluffy, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna wear some pretty dresses, and, like, take some cute selfies, and, like, post them up, like, hashtag the dream. And I was like, and we got here, and we're sitting down to dinner with the founding members, and we're just talking dreams, and we're talking numbers, and we went around a circle last night. There was like 6 of us, which gives you any idea of the opportunity, the size of this opportunity, guys. If you know anything about direct sales or network marketing, the size of this opportunity and the way that it's blowing up and blowing people's minds, that's all I'm going to say. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. But we're sitting there, we go around in a circle, and 6 of us are telling our story about, and I hear the same thing over and over again. I was down and out. My relationship was terrible. My health was off. I felt awful. I was depressed. We were broke. And ketones are so powerful. My brain fog, guys, I'm drinking, timing matters, Elizabeth, exactly. I'm drinking cream in my coffee right now, and it's literal freaking brain food. Like, I have not even, and I was like obsessively obsessed with Adderall since I was like 21 the first time I ever took it in undergrad. I graduated undergrad with a 3.9 GPA. Thanks, Adderall. Like, I was addicted 100%, and then it continued into my adult life. And in the last 6 weeks, not once have I thought about it. I haven't even thought about it because I feel so good and so mentally clear and so energetic and happy. I haven't had a manic depressive episode in 6 weeks. I haven't dipped out on my kid or my family or like went away mentally. I just get to be here and like be a part of something that is changing a lot of people's lives. so many people that use this are like, holy shit, I have energy to play with my kids. I have energy to I want to like go for a run and feel really good about it. The weight loss, guys, the weight loss is like this tiny little happy, like it's great. Don't get me wrong, it's awesome. But like it's such a tiny portion of this. And it's such a tiny portion that it's changed for me and for so many people that I know. So I just like, woo, put some stuff out there, but I feel a lot lighter. Yeah, I am filled with gratitude for this, and in past, like, you know, network, you know, these kind of opportunities, you almost like, you want to like slide back and not tell people and kind of like manipulate them into the opportunity. And this is so different, and I'll scream it from the rooftops. I don't even care if I sound crazy. It is not a like, can be in the business type of type of thing. It's like, just try this. Just try it. I literally try one packet. Just try one packet and see how you feel. That's all I'll ask. Like, that's my request from you. Find somebody, I don't care if it's me, find somebody that has it, you know, maybe locally or something like that, and just try it. Because I'm telling you, it is powerful. And not only is it powerful, but it's at such a small scale right now. I'm like, how the heck was I blessed with this opportunity at a time before it blows up into the world, right? Like, my business partner Katie and I just flew, you know, we're from the East Coast, so we flew, you know, over here yesterday. Every person that I talked to yesterday was like, ketones? What's that? What's that? And I was like, every time someone doesn't know, I'm so excited, because I'm like, oh, it like just hits me how amazing it is to be at such a ground level. And it sounds super cheesy saying like it's a ground level opportunity, but like legit, if you have a kind of mind for this, even if you don't, just try it. And there's so many people that I'm meeting that are like, dude, I have no background in this at all whatsoever. I thought those people were cheesy. I made fun of them, blah 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 blah. But I tried this product and I was like, wow, just wow. We did. I want to go look. Every time it's like, guys, I'm so real. I'm just gonna tell you, like, I'm not gonna like talk weirdo numbers or anything, but every time I log in and I'm like, holy shit, it's like Monopoly money. It's not even, it's crazy. All right, guys, I am gonna go. We're going on a hike today. I'm like so pumped for life. We're going on a hike. Like, yay, you just got your first paycheck. That's amazing. How do we not need to know when payday is? Yeah, I have no idea. Like, I don't even, yeah. So, thank you guys so much for listening. You guys are awesome. Thank you for giving me a platform to be able to share, because it's very therapeutic to me. And, yeah. All right, guys, have a fantastic day. What is today even? Does anyone know the day of the week? Can someone tell me? Is it Friday? It's Friday, I think. I'm going with it. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. Be blessed, and follow your heart.